Delicious, and this is TaoTalk. Today we're going to talk about my favorite thing, boy bands. Not just any boy bands, Korean boy bands. That's right, Korean boy bands. Sorry, this mic is big in my face. So, we're going to get right into it. Some of my favorite boy bands, New East, You Kiss, Beast, EXO, Double S 501. Woo! I also have some favorite solo artists, solo male solo artists. Hyun Sing, Eric Nam, Rain, Taeyeon, Kim Kyu-jung, the works. I love them all. I'm going to point out some of the big things with boy bands. They are popular, obvious. But the reason they're popular, I think, is because they're so catchy. The music is catchy. The dances are amazing. Some of them very simple, like Bingo Bingo, You Kiss, Mon Mon Honey, and You Kiss. And then we have some complex ones like Growl from EXO and Mama, very complex dance. I can't do it. There's no way I'm flipping through the air like Tao. And then we have some somewhere in the middle, like Tasty. You Know Me. No, yeah, I can't do that one either. Then you have the actual boys, the men of K-pop. The makeup, the clothing, the attitudes, the personalities, everything that goes along with being a man in K-pop. And I think all of those things together make up K-pop and why it's so popular. Boy bands, I think, are expanding within the realm of the world, I guess. They're moving internationally. I know EXO just went to Germany, they've been to Russia and England, the US. BAP's been to the US, I know for sure. A lot of groups travel outside of Korea and Japan and China. They travel outside of the East Asian countries to perform for their fan clubs that are huge. Big fan clubs. Like Love for New East. They're really big. And they really adore New East. Internationally, fan clubs are talented and longing of seeing their idols, because in Korea and Japan and China and Taiwan and Malaysia and stuff like that, areas of the world, they get to see their idols on a regular basis. They have the opportunity to meet them face to face on a regular basis. Internationally, not so much. We do more of the streaming, the live viewings. I know they live streamed KCON, and they do Inkigayo and Music Bank and M Countdown. All of those. We watch those live because we can't see them in person. It's hard for us to, just take a flight to Korea. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. You can't do it all the time. And I think that's one of those things that they're trying to alleviate by traveling to these other countries, because they know we want to see them. Their companies, the K-pop companies, the Korean music industry, very big. You have the top four. Some people like to just generalize the top three as SM, JYP, and the big one. Now I can't remember it. SM, JYP, and YG. YG. I love YG. But then you have Q, which is coming up in the world. Big plus on Q. They have Beast in 4 Minute. And then the smaller companies as well. You have B2M, Pledis, Woolin, which is now I guess a subsidiary of SM. You get Starship, TS, TOP Media, DSP, NH, Starship, and Star Empire. That's it. So bad. Sorry. But you have the big companies that do mass production. That's what I like to call it. Mass production of K-pop groups. They take a large number of trainees. They throw them into a group, usually a large group, and they tell them sing and dance like your life depends on it. Make us a lot of money, you'll be good to go. I.e. EXO, Super Junior, Girls' Generation, Big Bang, not so big, but YG still takes a lot of trainees in and trains them in through singing groups and tells them to dance. But then you have the smaller companies that don't spend as much money on merchandise as they do on video production, which is okay. I'm okay with that, except that I can't find as much merchandise for my Ultimate Bias, I don't think. But large companies, they generally they spend a lot of money on one group that's promoting at the time, and then the other group that they have promoting at the time, not so much money is spent on them. When EXO debuted, Super Junior also came out with a new video, and the video for Super Junior wasn't as creative, I guess. It wasn't, you can tell there wasn't a lot of money spent on it. But EXO, on the other hand, had way too much money spent on it. Way too much. And they also have to produce twice as many videos, if not more, because we all know that Growl has 2 versions now, which makes 4 videos for and you got Super Junior. They kind of got the same kind of concept, but they don't sing the same songs in a different language and produce the same videos. But you can tell when a company spends more money on one group than they do on the other. Smaller companies don't do that so much. Like B2M, which has Hayoung Sang, Kim Kyu-jong, Lee Hori, Eric Nam, and Spica. They don't spend as much money on merchandise, but they spend more money on video production. Hayoung Sang's latest video, Art of Seduction, it's my favorite. But you can tell they spent a lot of money and a lot of time putting that video together, putting the song together. But they also spent the same amount of money on Kim Kyu-jong and his latest video. Can't even remember the name of it, so it's not really my favorite song. But they spend the same amount of money on Let It Go, and yesterday, also Hyun Sing, Kim Kyu Jong. They came out around the same time, same fiscal year. If you don't know what a fiscal year is, it starts in October and ends, September. And they get their money in October generally. But they were produced around the same time, and they spent just as much money on Let It Go as they did with Yesterday. And both are amazing videos. But you don't have as much merchandise for smaller companies. You don't see as much merchandise for any of the B2M artists or the Twice artists. Some of the smaller companies like TOP Media that only have 1 or 2 groups, they have the resources to spend money on their groups, like TaoTalk and 100% are both part of TOP Media, and you see so much merchandise, it's not even funny. But I also think they spend a lot of money on video production too, which is good. There are pros and cons to the big groups, or the big companies and the smaller companies. Like, for example, if you are an avid fan of EXO, you like what they're doing right now. I like what they're doing right now with EXO. But I don't like how they're not spending as much on other groups, like FX and Girls' Generation and SHINee. I like SHINee too. But, so, all in all, there's pros and cons to every corporation, I guess. Some of the smaller companies that don't have as much money, they don't produce as often. Hyun Sing puts out an album maybe once or twice a year. BAP hasn't stopped promoting. I don't think I've seen them take a break yet. EXO took a break for over a year, and SM focused on their other groups at that time. But since then, since they came back, I haven't seen them stop. I know they just stopped Growl, and I think they're about to make another comeback. I'm not sure on that one. So there's issues with some companies, but we learned to love it. I've learned to love it. K-pop is my favorite thing. It's what gets me through life. At the end of every day, I know I'll sit in my car, listen to something on the way home. Usually Hyun Sing or EXO, one of the two. But I know that at the end of the day, I can sit in my car, listen to K-pop, drive home, and be happy. I'll be happy when I get home. And this has been Talicious. First vlog ever.